Hello, everybody, and hello, Dr. Gail. How are
Thanks
you?
for having me. Thanks for having me.
Oh my, yeah, this is an honor because we've been chatting on and off now for probably a couple of months when we came into our universes. I guess I can say that because this is ET week. So when we met, it was over, a time that was a little rough for me, and you helped me through this rough patch. Just out of the blues, I think it was Nancy Jean said, call her. And we chatted, and it was just so easy going. And then you started telling me a little about what you do, and I didn't really know what to say because it was so out there.
Yeah, you're pretty speechless.
Not anymore. And Medium Kim opened up my eyes when she said, hey, you've got some ETs around you. And I'm like, what? Go, no. And now I meet you and I'm like, okay, too many synchronicities, too many meetings of people that are kind of saying the same thing. And not that I have ETs around me, but just about ETs and aliens and other entities, light beings, star beings that are out there. So,
well, first off, why don't you think you have aliens around you?
Because I was a very good Catholic boy growing up. And I was told what to think and how to think it.
Okay.
Okay. So I think it was, I always knew. It's not like we're the only people in the universes. There's multiple universes. So I always knew that there wasn't. But was it the Hollywood version that I was like, okay, that's kind of cool? Was it the Matrix that kind of made me shift a little bit? So it was the Hollywood version that I had in my head. And now I'm opening up to say, yeah, it's not so much Hollywood.
Well, I was on the Star Trek, even while I'm doing everything, I was comparing everything to Star Trek, especially the second one, The Next Generation, because the space looks kind of like that. And I got corrected probably about 3 weeks ago. I was told to quit comparing it to that.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So let me back up a little bit to have to introduce you to the community, and that's probably where I should have started with this. So sorry. Who are you, and what are you?
Okay, my name is Dr. Gail, and I'm a starseed healer.
Starseed, and what does that mean, a starseed healer?
Well, I want to tell a little bit about my background first. Is that I come from a medical background. I'm an operating room nurse. I specialized in open heart surgery and neurosurgery. Then went back to school because I knew there was something more. Became a chiropractor. Opened my practice, and then my dad got sick after my mother passed away. He had dementia. And so I spent 8 years taking care of him. So I had to retire from the other two. So I've been taking care of people all my life. And after he passed away, I had 8 months where I didn't do anything. And then we went in with COVID. So I decided, oh, okay, let me list everything I'm going to do. I'm going to learn Spanish. I'm going to clean my house, organize the house. I'm going to paint my deck, and I'm going to start meditating. And so I had all these things I was going to do. And one was lose weight, which that didn't happen. And I did start Spanish, and I did get a lot of things done. But the biggest thing was I did start meditating, and that changed my life. My dad was the first one that came to me. And I've always been able to talk to people who've passed, that always. So he came to me the very first week he passed. He started trying to contact me, sending me songs. And then when I realized it was him, it was one day I stopped in the middle of the road when I was smelling hush puppies, which is a Southern thing that we eat with everything. And that was one of his favorites. And I could smell it. And it was only 9 o'clock in the morning. And then I realized he was there with me. So then I started going and visiting him on meditation. And then he started introducing me to different ETs. Like my very first one was a blue one with a jello head. I mean, it was like a crown going up, and every time she talked, it moved. And I was you just sit there and look at it. And she turns out she's actually my spirit guide. There's a few of them that I've met that are my spirit guides, but she was my very first one, and she is my spirit guide. So here's my dad, and then here's this being, and all I'm doing is sitting here giving her the side eye, wanting to look at this jello head, because she was a chatty Cathy, just talk to talk to talk. She was a lot of fun to be around. And then
can I interrupt? Did you just say you gave your ET guide stink eye?
Did that sound like?
I think you did.
No, I didn't give the stink eye. Maybe it was.
Yeah. Okay. So
you just best imagine something like that sitting down next to you the first time.
Well,
how in the world?
Yeah.
Watching some jello head laughing, and she's just talking. I mean, just continually talking. I mean, she's fun. And she's here now. I have 2 of them that are here now with me. They show up on.
Is she mad that I said that?
No, she laughed because she
okay,
said,
good.
This is what she did. She started laughing. She went, yes, she did. I didn't realize I gave her to speak up, but I did.
Okay.
So then I started heading a parade now. The only medical physical friend I had at that time was Meg. And we had worked together for about 15 years because I have a lot of real estate rental properties and she manages them. So I went running up to her. Oh, it was before that. I went running up her the very first thing that happened, and I forgot this is important, is I had an angel show up in my face, handing me a bracelet. She kept trying to hand me a bracelet. She was in my face. And I jumped off my couch, where's where I meditate, and went running to Meg going, what is happening? I know I have a brain tumor. I need an MRI. Something's wrong with me. And she kept going, no, you're okay. You're okay. And then every time I met an ET, I would go running to her going, what is this? And what is this? And she would tell me. And then, let's say I met a reptilian, and she panicked over that because she was going, what everybody talks about reptilians is they're this mean, whatever. But he was so sweet. His name was Carl. And I was expecting this kind of name. And he goes, my name is Carl. And I started laughing at him. I know. But anyway, I kept going to her, and I went to her when I met my cat ET, which of course is a Lyran. I didn't know that. I went right to her and say, are there ETs that are cat-like? And of course she says, yes, those are Lyrans. So I kept running to her over and over and over again. And so it was just like a parade of ETs that came to me. And then finally, one day I had an ET show up in my car. Well, actually, when I was hiking on the trails, ET showed up. And then he rode in my car and he told me what my future was going to be. And he told me that I was going to be rescuing aliens out of the facilities like Area 51s. And I go, oh, yeah, right. Who's going to train me? I guess that's going to be in a couple of years. It was the next week.
Wow.
Yeah. So they started taking me up in the spaceship and training me on there. And anyway, it progressed from there too. I mean, it's just been a roller coaster. It's been fun. I mean, if I do have a brain tumor, please don't take it out.
Yeah, and right. And I love that that analogy of what you said. Well, it's fun because I haven't told my family that I do, that I do psychic stuff.
Well, I just told mine this week, just Yeah, I understand. I wholeheartedly understand.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird in that I think it would be easier for me to say that, you know, I read cards, I do psychic stuff, than it would be to say I talk to ETs, I talk to aliens. And
Well,
why is that?
well, it is because
What's the difference?
that's the only thing I had told one of my sisters was that I said I am doing some medium because she knew I talked to people who passed, and she finally acknowledged it just this past year, because I was talking about I'm talking to dad and this is da 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 da, and give her some information. And so then I told her, well, I'm doing some mediumship work. Well, she thought I was a 1-800 medium. So it's just this week I just revealed what I was, and this is how I did it. Because she's going about Shasta with me in April. We're going out there to see where I want to live and play around there. And so I told her, full disclosure, I'm moving to Mount Shasta after we go visit there. And I'm going there to help with my abilities. And I want you to look at my YouTube channel. And I want you to make sure you still want to go with me. Well, we booked the ticket, so she's going with me. I'm not sure how much she's probably absorbed, but at least she knows now. And it's a big relief off of me that I've actually told one of my sisters.
Yeah, yeah. And
the burden's on her now. It's not a relief off of me. Now the burden's on her going, oh my gosh, something's wrong with my sister.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true, because I think that you're going to be holding her hand a little bit as she opens her eyes more and more. And when you said that it feels like, you know, for me anyway, it's like somebody cracked open the door and some light came in, and I could have pulled the door shut, which I didn't, or I could have opened it a little bit more, which I did. Mm-hmm. I don't know how far my door is still closed or open, but it's opening up more and more. Obviously, with this series that I'm doing right now, this ET week, it's opening up. So many people are looking at this with fresh eyes, looking at this experience. One of my early, I bought a book, it was called The Book of Hopi, and I mention this a lot, where, and I go, why do I have this book? Why did I buy it? And then I flip through a page and it starts talking about star seeds, the history of the Hopi. They're talking about star seeds. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
You know, this oracle deck that I just showed you, this one, it talks about them in there too, that their relationship with them.
Yes. And you know, now I don't know if they just came out or whatever, but it just seems like there's a lot of new alien ET decks. I know of 2 that have come out. And I'm like, okay, so there's this resurgence. There is this, I think not only we know, but astrologically. And we talked about this with Nancy Jean about, do you feel, I need to stop talking. Do you feel like there is a barrier or a thinning of protection, galactic protection, that is allowing us to access these star beings easier?
Well, actually, I think it's the ascension process, and we're ascending and coming up to their vibrational level so that we are meeting them. And because they can only come so far down to us, I mean, it's hard for them to come down. So when we're increasing our vibration and opening up our eyes, then we're seeing them. Then you're getting up to their level. I mean, because they're already at the 5D, you know, and if we can meditate or whatever to get up there, then you're going to see them, and they're all around us. It's just we have to get there to see them. So I'm not sure about the veil. The veil could be true, but I think it's more of us having to get up to their level.
Okay. And it feels like to me, though, that it is easier for me to get into a meditative state. It's easier for me to do that. And I think that all happened with COVID, when we all just had to slow way, way down, and we had a lot more time. And many of us chose to use that time to meditate and to get a higher vibration.
Right. Go within ourselves. Yeah, I think so too. To work on ourselves.
Yeah. So now it feels like the challenge is to stay in that higher vibration, and to stay meditating.
Well, it's higher. I mean, but we are winning. We are heading in that direction. But there are a lot of things in our life that we do have to face. That is a human life that brings us down every day. It's just what you do with that interaction or whatever happens to you is how you approach it. If you get all angry and mad and start yelling, well, how important really is that anger or whatever it is if you can start looking at things differently like that, that is going to increase your vibration. I mean, my big thing is being in traffic. I want to go, and then I'll have to stop myself and go, does that really matter? No, it doesn't. Pull yourself out of it. So, but we're all going to have, we are human, so we are going to have those kind of reactions. It's just how you react to that initial reaction. Do you go deep into it, or do you pull yourself out of it?
Yeah, because that traffic is a great example, and just pretty much getting mad at a situation. What good does it do? Yeah, we do it, but really, what's the purpose of? Can't you just scream and then let it go?
Exactly.
Just get rid of that excess energy.
Yeah, that person that cuts you off, you want to keep screaming at them, and then let them be mad. You don't have to be.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Well, don't care. You can initially get mad, but just get rid of it immediately. We are, as I said, we are human. We're going to have a reaction, but we don't just have to continue carrying it. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. I got to switch earpieces because there we go. So when you're a star seed healer, I just want to bring this back to Earth. Okay. What does it do for us on Earth, you healing star seeds? And well, let's go back. What is a star seed?
Well, I think everybody's a star seed. I think we all have some kind of background with all the different planets. I think we've had multiple lives. I just think the ones that we're calling star seeds now are the ones that are awakening to what they're supposed to be doing. I think everybody has that choice. And some people, everybody has a different definition. This is only my opinion.
Sure.
And I could be very wrong. But that's my feeling, is we all are star seeds. I think we all come from different planets. And I do think all the ETs have had a hand in developing us. But I think the ones that we're calling star seeds now are the ones that have awakened to what their job is. And I think you have a choice whether to awaken or not to. And so anyway, that's my opinion about star seeds.
And there are different aliens, and I know I'm mixing up ET and alien term, and
I do too. I mix them up all the time. Alien is anything out of the US. ET is anything out of the world. So, but I use them interchangeably. But I use alien a lot because what I do work with is people who've had issues with aliens. And if I call them ETs, especially when I'm working with them, it kind of diminishes what their experience is, because you think an ET is fuzzy, warm, and alien is mean. So I do use the term alien a lot, and it is for those people who need my help to try to get over their fear of aliens, or to get over their interaction or negative interaction they've had with them. So I do alien a lot.
Yeah. Well, and that leads me to, the two questions that I was thinking of right now was the first one based off of that was, how do you help people see or come to terms with aliens, and why are there so many varieties, like the reptilians, the Greys, the Palladians, the Lyrians? Why are they all concerned with what's going on this planet?
Well, it's almost like we are helping people. They are here helping us. Now, the reptilians, the negative reptilians want us to keep at a lower vibrational level because they're feeding off our energy. So they don't want us to ascend. So that's why they're here. Most of all the other ones want us to ascend, and they have volunteered to come help us do that. And whenever we do, it actually helps the universe, and they get to ascend also. So it is just a volunteer to come help us, like a community, whatever. I'm not sure how you say it.
Galactic Peace Corps.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, that's what it is. So that's what they're here to help us do, but it helps them ascend also. They get to go up too. And us ascending just helps the universe, or even all the universes, if they can get us to go to a higher level.
Right. I mean, because we feel that in just in my little circle, in our YouTube community, when we come together as a just to think in a higher vibration, it raises the vibration all around us, and we all feel that. I mean, that's why people go to church in a big community, I feel, is so that we can raise the vibration of that circle, that shamanic circle, whatever. And so if we look at the galactic beings coming down to help raise the vibration, it's just a big, now Earth will be a big pulsating higher energy level that vibrates throughout universes.
Exactly. Yes, exactly right.
Wow. So going back to the reptilians feeding, the image that I got when you said that was that their food source is negative energy almost. It's kind of like that's what they need to keep living.
Right.
Is that right?
That's right.
What is the food source for galactic beings, for light beings?
Every being's different. It would be hard to pinpoint. Like when I'm on the spaceship and I'm on the hybrid spaceship, they do eat, and they eat some kind of mush. It's colorless, tasteless. And then there's some that don't need food because they're just working on fire. So it's different for every species. And but the things is, I was looking back, I have never seen any of them eat vegetables, or I have seen them eat banana. Only reason why is because I gave them a peanut butter banana sandwich.
Was it fried? You Southerners, was it fried?
No, it wasn't.
Hush puppies.
It wasn't fried, but they did like it. They wanted me to make them club sandwiches, and I'm going, y'all are not going to like it, but they thought they were beautiful. They just liked the way they look. So I had to go down and got everything for the club sandwich. Of course, they took one bite of it, didn't like it. Now, all the humans that worked on the spaceship came and devoured it. They didn't like it.
So when you make your club sandwiches, do you cut them up in little triangles?
I did, and that's what fascinated them. They just love the triangles. So when I gave them the peanut butter banana sandwiches, I cut it in triangles too. But they did like those. And
interesting. Because I feel like they and I'm again, my eyes are the door is, I haven't opened it yet. So let me, so I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I feel like you have opened that door.
Pardon me?
I said, I feel like you have opened that door.
I have opened that door.
Yes.
It's
yeah, not just cracked. I think this is what you did. You cracked it open, and then they went like this. Poof, here we
are. but yet I still don't see them. I sense them. But I'm still like, a little scared of what's
gonna happen,
what that may lead to. I don't know. I keep saying, when it's time, I'm ready. You just don't scare me. Come on in.
Right. And that's what I've done too. For some reason, I don't know why I'm not scared, because it feels so right that I haven't been scared any step of the way, except for some of the missions I've gone on. I've been afraid that I wouldn't be able to accomplish it. It's the only fear I've had, is I feel the fear of failure there. But other than that, I do have, if they show up in my living room, I'm sure I'll be a little startled. And there's even a program on Gaia about grays, and it's a interview with Emery Smith and Tim Tactical, I believe, and he talks about gray. And he talks about his first meeting of a gray face to face and what his reaction was. It immediately was fear. He wanted to run, and he knew everything was okay, and he had to talk through himself to get him calmed down to interact with that gray. So that is a initial reaction. When you do see him face to face, you just have to work on that. And he said it took him a while. He could only expose himself, I think, 30 minutes the first time, because of how he was reacting. So, I mean, those are legitimate, reasons to worry about it.
Right. And it's kind of like meditation. You can only go into meditation, for a short amount of time in the beginning, and then it gets longer and longer. So, okay.
Well, also there's time travel involved. Like 5 minutes here could be a whole day in space. So when people worry about, I had somebody ask me, what about your pets when you leave them? And I'm going, I'm not going to, I'm not going to leave my pets. But it does, we're so linear thinking. It's
Yes.
hard for us to think that that is not linear in, ET world. It's not linear. So if I'm going on a rescue mission, it could be 5 minutes here, and I'm spending a whole day on a rescue mission there.
So how many starseed healers do you know of?
Well, I was the only one until recently. I met another one, and she is Karen, and her new channel is it's not a new channel. She's been on YouTube, but her channel is Starseed Awakening 1111, actually 1111. But she is also a starseed healer. She's my only second one that I met, and that was just 2 weeks ago. And we did do a show together. And even when we were doing the show together, she was remembering things that had happened to her. And they came to her in 2020 to start this work, but she was stubborn and wouldn't do it. And now that's what she said. I was stubborn, but she's now owning up to it, and she's acknowledging what she can do. She's also a surgeon. And like I'm a neurosurgeon. I'm dealing with things that dealing with the brain, and she actually is dealing with things with the body. So we are surgeons on the same spaceship, and we both have different talents, but they're pretty amazing. And she's just now coming to terms of what she can do. She's, as she says, she's coming out of the closet. So.
Coming out of the surgical closet.
That's right. And she's had several readings. She's had to have, I think I've introduced her to 3 different people to have a reading. I'm not sure she's done Bob yet, but she's going to. She hasn't done it yet. She's going to. And she's going, yeah, I really am a surgeon.
Yeah.
She's had it all validated. So, but even on that show, she's remembering, she remembered that night she had been out of the spaceship learning how to fly. And then she remembered also being in the bubble going into the spaceship. So there's a lot of things that they were letting her do that she wasn't remembering, but meeting me, she started remembering a lot. And I do think that's a lot. When people do meet me, I am a very safe place to talk about these things. If you have ET, seeing a spaceship. Right now I'm just working with them so much. It's normal to me. So people can come to me and just talk about it because doesn't sound crazy at all to me. It sounds normal. It's everyday life.
Right. Right. Well, because you got over your crazy,
Yeah.
when you first.
Yeah. It took me
Right.
about 6 months. I kept running to Meg going, I know I have a brain tumor. I need an MRI. I'm coming from a medical background. And then about 6 months in, I went, if it is a brain tumor, I can't think of any better way to go out. This is
Yeah.
so
Right.
fun.
Right. I
Bring
know.
it on there.
I know. Because I don't think, where I am in my journey as a tarot reader, a psychic, I would never want to go back to
Right.
not doing this. So, they can, so if somebody wants to call me crazy, okay. However, and now I'm going into galactic land. And it is exciting. I mean, it's like, okay, I have a little trepidation going in.
My
But
exciting thing is because I'm so medical. When I go up on the spaceship, I have all this incredible equipment to use, so I can help so many people because I take them up there. People who have implants, negative implants, I take them out. They have negative entities, I get rid of them. And I've got some new skills coming up that I'm not ready to reveal yet, but super important for helping people. But the equipment on that spaceship, now I work with this equipment in the operating room here as a human, but when I go up there, it's so super advanced. It's amazing what that equipment can do. So yeah, I have the ability I help the aliens and the humans. So I help everybody.
wow. How many aliens need help? I know every human needs help. We all need a bunch of help. I got one in particular that I would like you to never mind. I don't want to go there.
Yeah. Well, we are hybrids, and so a lot of us are hybrids, and the Greys are hybrids. So they do have a lot of human qualities to them. A lot of them do. So they have issues too. And then I do a lot of with aliens, a lot of work that's like an injury or something like that, or they wreck in a spaceship, or those kind of things. I do a lot of work with them. And if they get trapped on Earth, like if an Arcturian gets trapped on Earth, they have a cream that they put over their body to breathe. And if they run out of that cream, they get in trouble. So, there's a lot of different things I do. A lot of things.
Yeah.
It can keep on going, Danny. You'll be blowing your mind for sure.
Well, too late. Too late. You're not going to be. I'm already like, it's.
I hope your audience is receiving it well, and they don't go, oh my gosh, where is Danny doing now?
Well, that's up to them. I'm just going on this journey too. And they're welcome to come along and see what they get out of it. I mean, they make their own decisions on it. It can't be any worse than where we've been, in this last 5 years. So this is, to me, going back to Star Trek, this is a new frontier. Yes. So you want to be back in the 3D negative crazy of the past, or do you want to be a little lighter moving forward into the future? I choose a little lighter moving forward into the future. So
most of us do choose in this community. Everybody's choosing to move lighter, but there are the other ones that are, going to stay in the 3D, and they're comfortable there. And they will go to a different planet because they will go where they're comfortable, and we'll stay. This planet is ascending to 5th, so we'll stay here on this planet and ascend with it. But the people in the 3D, they'll just go to another planet. And it did take forever for them to convince me that that's to be okay with that. But I finally did. After about 10 times, they told me that. And we will go where we're comfortable. We really don't want the 3D people with us if they don't want to come with us. We don't want to force them. Let them go where they're comfortable.
So here's something that popped into my head with with all the talk, I hear that there are galactic beings, and that's the word that I'm choosing to use versus aliens, ETs, but galactic beings that will come down and help prevent us from destroying the planet. Is that true?
Very true.
And
I've been involved in some of that.
Okay, if the planet is destroyed, have they shared what would happen to the universes?
It's not going to be destroyed.
Okay. When these 3D beings go to another planet and they're all on this other planet, is there a chance for them to ascend to a higher vibration, or do they just stay mired in the fight, in the slush?
No, it'll be just like Earth. Some will ascend and some won't. So it'll be a choice. They'll just be living in Earth with war and famine and all that kind of things. They'll go through it again. But that's where they're comfortable. Some people like to fight,
Right. Did we come from another planet because we chose to stay in this 3D energy?
We came down to help. We volunteered. So we came from 5D, 6D, 7D. We came from all those, and they needed somebody to come to Earth and help. And we raised our hand and said, yes, I'll do it. And here we are.
Okay.
And that's why some of us are so uncomfortable being here. Like, you're like, what am I doing on Earth? Some of us are very uncomfortable.
Yeah, right. How come it took so long in my life for me to start doing things? I guess I always have been, but it just feels like this last couple of years have been.
Right, but you got still. That's what happened, is you got still. COVID.
I got what?
Still. You got still in your mind.
Yeah.
You got still.
Yeah.
You weren't working. You weren't on that. Because I didn't until I was quiet and went still and within and started working on myself. And before I was on the rat race, working. And I think that's a lot of it. Is we all came. A lot of us. I know it was a big start in 2012, but I wasn't part of that one. I was part of the 2020 people. Yeah. So
right.
I'm not sure what happened in 2012, but it must have been something that made people go inward also. But I think that's it. There's something that happens that makes you go inward. And but you've been doing it all your life because they take you while you're sleeping and they train you. So when you wake up tired in the morning, you can blame it now on, I must have been working all night. The Galactic Federation had me doing something.
Oh, good. I'm glad I can blame it on somebody because I keep waking up tired. The other day I woke up and it felt like somebody grabbed my hair and pulled me up by my hair. And I go, why is my scalp hurting? I mean, it really felt like somebody was yanking on. Maybe I said something snarky to one of them and they grabbed me and, hey, you stop.
You probably went, leave me alone. I want to sleep.
And they go, no, we're pulling you up.
You got a job to do.
Well, I hope I did it okay. Because I don't want them grabbing my hair like that again. It hurt for like a half a day. Like, ow.
I've never had that reaction. I think I'm too willing to do whatever they're saying. Yeah, volunteer. Come on, let's go. I don't have that fear like you have, that little bit of fear. I don't have that now. So yeah, whatever. Come on, let's do it.
Yeah, and the thing is with that fear, because even though I say I'm open to this experience, I mean, there's something that's holding me back a little bit because I'll hear something in the middle of the night that we talked about before, and it'll startle me, and then it'll go away, and I go, it woke me up. Was that a galactic being, saying we're ready to show you some stuff, but I wasn't ready to see. I don't know, it's like, I know there's a little fear, but I don't know why I have the fear.
Yeah, which you do have control over that too. I mean, if you say no because you were able to tell them to quieten down, that happened to me a few months ago where I knew I was being upgraded, and I woke up in the middle of the night hyperventilating. I wasn't scared, and I hadn't had a bad dream, and I went, "Wait a minute, guys, you got to slow it down," and immediately it
Yeah.
stopped. And then I was going back to sleep. I was going back to sleep again, and I could tell my breathing sped up, but not like it was before. It was just a little bit faster. Whatever they were doing, they just took
Right.
it down a notch.
Right. Right. So I remember when I first met you, I had this huge bout of vertigo,
Right.
huge. And you said, "Oh, you're getting a download." I go, "This download sucks." I go, "I'm not getting anything. I can't stand up. I'm sitting in my bathroom with my back against the wall to try to stop things. I think I'm gonna die." I mean, it was so bad. And then it slowly got better for, in the coming days.
Right. Because I think I told you it would be 3 days, I think at that time.
Yeah, you did. And I'm like, well, why does it take so long for them to make me feel like crap? But anyway, I'm kidding. Anyway, so it did, but it feels like, so from that experience, I'm thinking, is when people get sick, is that them, does that have something to do with the ascension process? Them getting major illnesses and just slowing their lives down so much? Is there a tool that we can learn or something we can access right away from that experience? Because it's so devastating to us.
It is devastating. However, what's going to make us slow down? I mean, not me telling you to slow down or anybody telling you to slow down. So how are they going to make you slow down? They make you slow down.
Right.
I mean, like right now, because they're getting me ready for Mount Shasta, I have to go on a special diet. I've had to give up. Well, of course, I had to give up meat, a while back for this work, but I've had to give up sugar, coffee, and of course, alcohol, which is an easy one for me. And then I had to do foot baths. I had to do foot baths, ionic foot baths for 2 weeks, straight every night, and then now every 2 weeks for getting metal.
Why foot baths?
It was ionic foot baths. I didn't know anything much about it either, Danny, but that's what I had to do, is to get the metal out of my body. And then I had to get a herb to put behind my ear. I don't remember the name of that. I also had to stop swimming. And
what?
Yeah, I have to stop swimming right now because the upgrade that I'm going through is pretty rigorous. And so I've had I'm having to do all that to have my body changed to get ready to go to Mount Shasta. So yeah, so there's a lot that I had to do. And even in the beginning, when I was going on the spaceship, they made me go on a 5-day bland diet before I went up. And of course, and they even put me in a bubble, and it was my exposure to all of them that they were protecting me. But I was sick for 3 days after that. Each time I was going up to the spaceship, I was sick for 3 days afterwards. So, but each time they tell me, like right now when I'm having to do all this, it's going to be so worth it, whatever's coming at the end. I mean, they said you don't have to do this, but it's going to be a lot better. So I think if I wasn't doing this, I would be extremely sick. So I listened to them. This is what they want me to do. Yeah, you better believe I'm going to do it now.
Okay. Now, can you still eat hush puppies?
No, I haven't asked them that. They wanted me to go more to a plant-based diet. Now, this is not ever forever. It's only for like a length of time whenever I'm going through something. Because I really want my coffee. I really miss my coffee.
You know what? I know. And so I am enjoying coffee for you right now.
And I love your cup.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a good cup.
Yeah, but now they are telling me I can have it once a month now. So I've gotten to the place where they can. So Valentine's Day, you better believe I'm gonna be eating some chocolate. I'm going to get a whole load of chocolate and I'm going to eat it all day. They said once a month. They didn't say only one time. So I'm going to eat it all day long.
All day long. All day long. I've got a feeling that they're going to quantify that just a little bit.
You know they are. They're going to get 20-foot baths after that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I don't even know how long we've been going on. But let's wrap it up. We can do this again if you want. Is there, and I think we've already touched on this. I think the best way for us to get in touch with our galactic guides is through meditation, through getting quiet, and allowing, and with the intention of meeting our guides. Is that correct? Or do you have anything else?
Well, I do have something else to that, because a lot of people think they've got to meditate just like the gurus, and everybody's meditation does look different. Some people can need to work with their hands while they can go into that empty space. Some people have to do artwork. Some people sing music. Some people run, because I know I went to a meditative state all the time when I was running. And so there's a lot of, it looks different for everybody. Some people just cannot stay still. And some people are just like washing dishes and things like that. So everybody look at how they can relax their mind and let it happen. And you don't have to be perfect. I mean, there's a lot of guided meditations out there. So you just don't go for perfection. Just do something that you can relax your mind, to let it in, let it happen.
Right. Yeah, and that's a great point, because a lot of when we go do shamanic work and we do our shamanic journeys, going to the spirit realm, the important thing is going with an intention. And in olden times, they were dancing and singing, getting into that trance state where their mind is relaxed enough to allow the messages to come in. So certainly walking up a mountain or whatever exercise, you can do that, singing, dancing. So find what works for you.
Right, exactly. And I do think people, think they have to be perfect, just like the guru sitting with their crossed legs. And it doesn't have to be like that. Everybody's different.
Everybody's different. All right. Anything else that your guides would like to share with this video, with this community?
Well, I think my guides are telling me right now is they want me to tell how I can help people. And as a starseed healer, I am here to help people make the ascension process. Some people who have blocks are having a negative entity with them and they can't progress up, I go in and I get rid of that. And also if they might have a negative implant, I get rid of that. And that can be a lot of times shows up as anger and depression. And you are in this community trying to make a difference, but you just can't get past that block. Usually I go by referrals, and my favorite referrals are usually from shaman that are working with somebody and they can't get them past a certain point. And then they send it to me. After I get rid of it, then they go right back to that person and then they're able to move on with their life. It's a very successful treatment, but it's a lot of hard work on that person's part also. So that's what my guides are wanting me to say. They want me to put out there what I do and how I do help.
So if I heard that right, that you're not the first resort.
Well, I can be, but I'd prefer not to be.
Yeah. So they try other treatments, try other avenues, and then if all else is not working, then it's through referrals from a shaman or some other practitioner.
Or reader or practitioner, yeah. And after I do get rid of it, I just send them right back to that practitioner who's working with them. I'm usually a 1 or 2 time visit to get rid of that block.
Right.
And and then they can go right back and proceed on. And it does really, it's really life-changing for people.
Sure. Yeah, it feels like that, once you get rid of whatever it is that then and put, pack it with things. I just go back to the medical aspect. Well, that packing, that gauze, whatever is in there, needs to be repacked. So you need to keep putting love and light and healthy energy where that negative energy was. And that's a constant work to keep that clean.
Right.
And so that wound can actually heal up.
Yeah. So usually like they're at like this level and I go in and I get rid of it. I send it back to the practitioner and they're at this level. And so then they can keep on going up.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Dr. Gail, thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Danny, for having me. I appreciate it. I know how far out this is for you, how big of a stretch, and I appreciate it. I so appreciate it. I do. Because I need to reach people. I need to reach people, and I am a safe place for them going through these experiences.
You are a safe place. You are extremely a safe place. And so I appreciate you being on this planet. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And thank you for being on this planet.
Yeah. And we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.